February 26, 2018. I've just got some thoughts here to share from the book of Joshua I was reading just now, and just thought I'd share some things here. I'll title this lesson, Still Ready. This is now from Joshua chapter 14, dealing with Joshua taking over after Moses was dead and they're going into the land of Canaan. Verse 1, and then I'll jump down to a few verses later. Verse 1 says, from Joshua chapter 14, and these are the countries which the children of Israel inherited in the land of Canaan, which Eleazar the priest and Joshua the son of Nun, and the heads of the fathers of the tribes of the children of Israel distributed for inheritance to them. And verse 6, and then a few verses after that. Then the children of Judah came unto Joshua in Gilgal, and Caleb, the son of Jephunneh the Kenizzite, said unto him, Thou knowest the thing that the Most High said unto Moses, the man of the Most High, concerning me and thee in Kadesh Barnea. 40 years old was I when Moses, the servant of the Most High, sent me from Kadesh Barnea to espy out the land, and I brought him word again as it was in my heart. Notice that he is approaching this stuff not like how some people do it, like they're half-hearted, they're not into it, it's just a job, it's just whatever. The thing is in his heart. He's fully invested in this. Like when you have a habit and you don't break that habit and people say you do it like a religion kind of stuff. Well, his whole heart was in it, right? So obviously they could rely on him very well. And it goes on in verse 8, Nevertheless, my brethren that went up with me made the heart of the people melt, but I wholly followed the Most High, my power. So he was approaching this whole thing a little different, because his heart was fully with it and fully trusted the Most High. He was just ready to go in and take over that land. But the other people around him, they weren't quite on the same wavelength, not quite having the same confidence and the same faith. Sometimes you get set back in life, not because you didn't have a vision, not because you didn't see the where you want to go and so on, but sometimes the others around you or certain situations that you have in your life just does not allow you to go forward at that time. But you gotta still be ready. People sometimes put you down even when you get into a worse situation in life and you fall down even further, because of other conditions that were present in your life that were not favorable, possibly because of how you were raised or other people in your life and whatever, or changes in whatever that was going on in other situations you were having to be a part of. And so it knocks you down even further. You were ready to move on. You had that vision. You knew, like you were pumped up and ready, and somehow because of other people and other conditions, you just weren't able to move forward with it. Some of us lose hope. Some of us say, oh, it will never happen to me. It will never happen for me. It will never. And you just give up because, no. You just really give up. But I'm telling you, you got to always be ready. Out of the silence, out of the darkness that was there, a light broke through when the Most High made light. Look in the first chapter of Genesis. And God said, and they tell us a lot of life forms came out of the water. He said, let there be fish and great whales, or whatever it said. And can you imagine just the stillness of the water, of the ocean that just was just there on its own? Maybe a little movement in the water and so on from the breeze and the force of the waves and whatever the activity of the great fountains of the deep, like the scripture says. But that was just about it. No fish swimming, no whales, no whatever. Probably just some little activity of the water itself. And then all of a sudden you find more bountiful and just vigorous activity going on in the water, because all kinds of fish and sea life started to appear. Because the Creator said, let there be. And now, where did all this life comes from? All this fish? From the water. Well, where's the raw material that made the fish? From the water. From the water? Yeah, because God said. Yeah, but like the fish, like they have bones in them. The hardness, the thickness of the bone structure comes from what? From just the fluid of the water? Where did the bone structure, the hardness of that structure come from in the fish? From the water. You see? Because God said, then the structure of the fish, the hard, rigid structure of bone in the spine of the fish and so on, just comes out. All the material that makes up the fish just comes out of the fluid, the water, the ocean, that would just run and pour everywhere if you could pick it up in a cup and just throw it over. The hardness of the body of the fish comes out of the fluid of the water, the fluid state of the water. You've got to be ready for anything at any time, because anything can happen at any time in your life. Just be ready. And you got to look at yourself in the mirror every day and say, I still got that dream. I got knocked off years ago, but I'm still ready. They put me down. They tell me whatever. They make me afraid. They tell me I can't accomplish. I'll never amount to anything, but I'm still ready. I'm still ready. I remember many years ago, I was in a Christian church. A pastor looked at me and told me I'll never amount to anything. But every day I said, I'm still ready, and watch me, because I'm still ready. And my best years are still ahead of me. I'm still ready. Every day I get up, I'm still. And now I've moved past, just trying to find the Most High and not being limited by what He thought, and helping so many other people. Because every day I woke, I said, I'm still ready. Whenever you open the door, whenever you change me, whenever you make something happen, whenever you spirit me again to take that step forward, I'm still going to do it, because I'm ready. Ready again. If I'd bought into what that pastor said to me many years ago, I would have become nothing. Nothing. You wouldn't be hearing from me right now. You know how many people I used to save them. Now I don't do it anymore as much, that I still do. Sometimes I go back and I read, and I was digging through some old stuff few months ago, and I saw the notes of people who were in some really bad situations in life, situations I never even dealt with at the time in my life. And people found the strength just to move on again and to push through and to find some changes in their lives, make their lives better. And I was in a really bad situation too at the time. But the hope that people felt injected in their lives, and it just spirited them again, and they could move on. And people wrote me notes. Nowadays it's more emails and so on. People just leave stuff with me, just like, I don't know how I would have made it if it were not for you. And people have done the same for me as well too, where I just could not move on if it were not for other people. So there's no tooting of the horn here. I'm just saying to you, you've just got to be ready. Someone else might need you. Someone else is going to need you. Someone else is going to rely on you, on what you've been through, on what you can offer, on what the Most High is going to build into you and cause to come out of you. The same way He made the physical structure of the fish to come out of the fluidity of the water. The stability of bone comes out of the fluidity of the ocean. He's going to make something come out of you one day that'll shock everybody around you. And you got to be ready all the time. It goes on now with saying, nevertheless, my brethren that went up with me made the heart of the people melt. but I wholly followed the Most High, my power. And Moses swore on that day, saying, Surely the land whereon thy feet have trodden shall be thine inheritance and thy children's forever, because thou hast wholly followed the Most High thy power. See, he had consistency, and he's going to get it eventually because he just stayed in that place all the time where he was just going to lean on the Most High, wait on the moving of the Most High, and wait for the Most High to bring some people around him whose heart won't faint, who will be confident enough saying, we can do this. Not only you can, but we can do this too. And so the Most High is going to bring you not only to a place or a time in your life, but to a place in your life when other people are going to come around you and help build a dream, not just in your life, but in their life as well. Because the Most High is going to get it done. So don't give up. Always be ready. Verse 10, and now behold, the Lord hath kept me alive. And you thought you were going to lose out, but the Most High has kept me alive. As he said, these 40 years. So somehow in his mind, he knew that the Most High says, I'm going to give you that land. I'm going to give you that mountain. Those who are with you, they were too faint-hearted, but it's yours. You're going to get it no matter what happens. Just wait on me. I'm going to pull it off. And so he has kept me alive, as he said, this 45 years, even since the Most High spake his word unto Moses, while the children of Israel wandered in the wilderness. And now, lo, I am this day 85 years old. Few more decades has passed since that time, he's basically saying, and yet I am as strong this day as I was in the day that Moses sent me. As my strength was then, even so is my strength now, for both for war, for both to go out and to come in. Now therefore give me this mountain whereof the Most High spake in that day. I don't need the rest of it. More decades had packed on. And he says, I'm just as strong now, even though so much time had passed. I'm just as strong as I was back then. Now give me this mountain. You see that? Notice something here, which I didn't even connect with before I started this recording. You see, a lot of people, they miss out on accomplishing in their life because they are trying to act out of place. I've pointed out many times that sometimes we're serving someone else way too long. When you move into what you should move into and walk the way the Most High wants you to walk, you're going to have that strength being renewed in you for your kind of vision. He says, I'm just as strong as I was back then. For war, now give me this mountain. Notice what he says. I'm strong the same way for war. Why? Because it is for war. Notice he didn't say my strength is good for some kind of administration or some kind of whatever, or for business sales or for marketing or whatever. He says in the area where I am known to function, where I am already gifted, in war, I am just as strong this day, even though so much time has passed. Because when you are functioning according to what you are driven to do, according to how you have been spirited by the Most High, your strength will still remain until you accomplish, if you are trusting the Most High in that area of your life. I'm just as strong. I'm still ready. You're losing too much strength in your life because your focus is oftentimes wrong. Your focus needs to be redirected back to your dream. Serve everybody else, help everybody else. I've done it too, we all do it. But remember your dream and still be ready. Remember who you are. Never forget who you are. No matter what you go through, who you serve, who you assist, remember who you are. Remember your dream and still be ready. You never know when a fish is going to come out of the fluidity of water and bring structure into your life. 40 years old was I. But because I kept my dream alive in the area where I know I have been called, my strength still remains. And I'm still ready. Now give me this mountain. When you are ready to go and take that mountain, you're going to break the bands of whatever holds you back. You're going to bust out of everything that holds you back, of everyone's hold who tells you you can't do it. You're going to break right through the stronghold and say the only stronghold that's going to happen here is a stronghold of truth and verity and assurance and confidence that I set up, where other people can springboard off that confidence to move on with the things in their life. I'm still strong and I'm still ready. Are you?